talked about the circle and the square. The circle representing time, the square representing space. So we have space and time. Space and time, who is that regulated by? It's regulated by the planet Saturn. In Christian terms, it would be Satan.
These Kabbalists add another 7 talisman to which they attribute the power of conjuring the influence of 7 demons.
It is this symbol that must be used during high ceremonial magic or high ceremonial witchcraft when you are summoning up demons to this plane of existence.
It has to do with a very ancient cult called the Saturnalian cult, going back into the ancient Semitic world, the worship of Saturn.
The public will be deceived that the 6-point star is the mark of Christ or the Messiah.
You will accept the love of Lucifer. You will kill people in mass. The police will wear the black uniform of Saturn.
I'm rolling thunder, rolling rain. I'm coming on like a hurricane. My lightning's flashing across the sky. You're only young, but you're gonna die. Won't take no prisoners, won't spare no lives. Nobody's putting up a fight. I got my bell, I'm gonna take you to hell. I'm gonna get you, Satan, get you. Oh, hell's bells, Satan's coming to you. Hell's bells, he's ringing them now. Those hell's bells, temperature's high. Hell's bells, across the sky. I'll give you that sensation of the fabulous mind. If you're into evil, you're a friend of mine. See the white light flashing restless in the night. 'Cause it's good on the head, and I'm sticking to the right. Don't take my business, won't spare no life. Nobody's burning up a fight. Satan's coming to you. He's bringing down those hell's bells. The temperature's high. Oh, hell's bells.
Wouldn't it be better to err on the side of safety? This is not a salvation. God never says in the Bible you have to bow down and worship or carry this talisman of Saturn or use the hexagram. It's never an issue. But they chose to do this stuff. It's crazy. Then it goes on to say these Kabbalists add another 7 talisman to which they attribute the power of conjuring the influence of 7 demons, who, according to their doctrine, share with the 7 planetary angels the government of divine creation. Against the angel of Saturn, they set a demon Nabon. Against the angel of Jupiter, the demon, and so on and so on. Okay, again, and this is another quote from an occult source here. Now, this is from Two Babylons by Alexander Hyssop, page 269. It says, now the name Saturn in Chaldee is produced Satur, S-A-T-U-R. But as every Chaldee scholar knows, now Chaldea is associated with Babylon, okay? But as every Chaldee scholar knows, consists of only 4 letters. So, in other words, the name Saturn in Chaldee is pronounced Saturn, but as every Chaldee scholar knows, consists of only 4 letters, which is S-T-U-R, which is also another acronym for the name Star. Okay, now what we're doing is we're seeing how many incredibly different ways Saturn, Remphan, Moloch, Chun, the 6-pointed star, the hexagram are all connected. We're seeing it so many different angles here. But so every good Chaldee scholar knows that it really only consists of 4 letters, S-T-U-R, which is also another acronym for the word star, which is where the word this hexagram from. The name contains exactly the apocalyptic number. Okay, so the word for Saturn in its purest form in Chaldee is S-T-U-R. In numerology, each letter represents a different number. The number S represents the number 60. The number T represents the number 400. The number U represents the number 6. And R represents the number 200. If you add all those up, it equals 666. S-T-U-R in Chaldee, which is representative of the word Saturn, which is representative of the hexagram, always associated with the hexagram. Now, Saturn is also the 6th planet from the Sun. Saturn is associated with Satan, which has a very similar spelling. Think about it. Another quote, I believe this is from Text Mars Mystery Mark, page 68. Sri Abdino, a Hindu guru well known in the New Age, affirms that Saturn is represented by the number 6 because planet Saturn is the 6th of the 9 planets in the distance from
William
the Sun.
Blake was a known 18th century esotericist with connections to the Freemasons. And William Blake wrote a poem in the 18th century called Jerusalem. And final few words in that poem says, I will not cease from mental flight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land.
The 6-pointed star was also used in mystery religion initiation rites. In the ancient book, let's go further. This is the sign of which the Magnus decorated himself. Now, the Magnus would be like a high-level magician, a demonic magician. This is the sign in which the Magnus decorated himself. Now, this is talking about the 6-pointed star. When he has reached the highest degree of initiation. So this is a symbol that a high-level cultic magician would decorate himself in only when he's achieved the highest degree of initiation. That's how wicked. The This is a quote from Madame Blavatsky, who was one of the most wicked women that ever roamed the planet. Had a lot to do with the start of the Theosophical movement, modern day Satanism, essentially. And this is part 2 of the hexagram teaching. And going further, where we left off, we'll talk about the talisman now of the Magi. Which I just talked about the talisman of Saturn, which essentially is, on one side, is the hexagram with appears to be the Hebrew words for the word Rempha, which is the star of their god Remphan, which the Bible makes reference to. Stephen made reference to in Acts 7, and then in Amos, the star of your god Remphan, which is a hexagram. Okay, and now the talisman of the Magi. This is from another quote here. Oh, I can hardly pronounce this guy's name. Theophrastus Paracelsus revived in the 16th century the ancient doctrine of the talisman, which he claimed to be able to be used successfully in the treatment of illnesses and accidents. Now notice, so much of the time these witchcraft symbols are actually used supposedly to heal people. See, there's benefit in witchcraft as far as temporal benefits. The Bible even says sin is pleasurable for a season. If Satan can deceive you and give you a false healing, and that false healing is going to get you to buy hook, line, and sinker into his agenda, and the Lord permits him to do it because Jesus Christ is on the throne. Don't you think every time he's going to do it, if he can deceive you? So many people get deceived in fortune tellers or the psychic detectives and these types of things. Oh yes, that's more real than anything in the Bible. Well, you know what? It's not more real than the sun coming up every day. How there's just, our bodies, how we're fearfully and wonderfully made, that there's just the right amount of oxygen on the